So you reckon we should go live?
I reckon we should do like a 10-minute countdown. And then once the 10 minutes is up, then just go for it,
Sounds good,
saying?
mate.
All right, let's do that. All right, let's count down. 9 minutes 59, 9 minutes 58, 9 minutes 57, 9 minutes 56. Do you want to do the rest?
Sure. Rock on, groovers. Woohoo!
Huh?
Yeah, good
What's going
morning.
on?
Batshit 53, Batshit 53.
Is this episode 1 of season 2? Tori, that's insane.
No, season 2 is going to... Oh, I didn't think about that. No idea. No, look.
Yeah.
To everything in season. There will be a new intro.
But this is the second year. This is the second year, Tori. This week.
I know.
How nuts is that?
In the first week of our second year. Hello, beautiful Scout Inquirer. Well, Artie is still a long way away from Finn, but we do love that you mentioned Artie as well. And gratuitous.
Even though it's spelled wrong. She can't spell it. She can't spell those, so she won't know.
Gratuitous Sunny Shot, as always. She lives on that ottoman. So there you go. You've had your Sunny Fix. Hi, Mandy Hall. How are you, Grooverini?
Oh, I actually get the I'm actually getting the Batshit in my homepage. I just went on to YouTube and Batshit actually popped up there. Which
yeah, I got a notification on my phone half an hour ago that we were going live. I know.
Sounds like we're not on the shadows anymore, if you know what I mean.
No, true. But I did get a comment the other day that someone who's now on the Batshit channel that we're currently broadcasting on, we need to sort out the thumbnails because I used to change the thumbnail after the show of a photo relating to whoever won the medal. And, yeah, they're having trouble remembering like which episodes I need to watch and stuff. So got to do some renaming of the titles because it just looks like a whole ocean of the same thing.
Yeah.
Scout wants to know the proper spelling for Artie.
So the abbreviation is ARTI, but it's Artemis, which is ARTEMIS.
And that's where she got the but that's where she got the ARTE from because she took it straight out of Artemis.
That does make sense. It's logical.
That's why I'm a Tory
because of our accent. Yeah, that's why because of the Australian accent. It's an I at the end. RT. That's how we.
Would you like to stick an I at the end?
We do.
In fact, do I have time to bring something up?
Art with an E sounds like art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm Tory with an I because that's how it's spelled in my name. It's not Tory with a Y, like Victoria with an I. So, But speaking of Aussie accents, just give me a second. See if I can find this little clip to show you. Because, it's just right on point with what we're talking about.
I was stretching.
Happened to see this on the Insta and thought it was bloody funny. Let me get the Insta page up to show you all. As the beautiful people are rolling into, this is a bit of a filler.
We're getting heaps going.
But this is so spot on with what you were just talking about, Finn, with the Aussie accent.
I'm int.
So have a listen to this.
Yeah, go on.
You always sound happy. Because always, it doesn't matter what it is, but it always goes up and it's really exciting, It's just not that thing. Even if an Australian gave you bad news, it always sounds good. It's like, hey, mate, your mum's dead. The great thing about an Australian accent is that...
But it's just on that thing about the I on the end in Aussies, but it's so true. Hey, your mum's dead.
I feel like that dude's doing whiteface, so I don't like it.
Hey.
That's racist.
Are you in one of those moods? That's racist. Hendo's rolled in. Hello, Groover. So, Finn, you're kicking off the show this week.
Am I?
Yeah, because I did last week. You are. Yeah.
Is that better? Fuck, I don't know about that, Tor. That doesn't sound legitimate.
I hope everyone appreciates the efforts Finn goes to turn his
Make the
accommodation
mood.
into a little studio.
This is not a fancy room that I am in, Tori. So I hope people do appreciate how hard it is to get a black cloth all the way in the middle of the desert. Okay, it's not easy.
I know. We're impressed. We're impressed. I mean, it's obviously harder to get an iron up there, but we are impressed with it.
What are you trying to say? You're trying to say my shirt's not ironed? It's not.
No,
it's not.
the black sheet behind you has got a few.
Yo, you want me to iron it? No, you're out of control. You're out of control.
I just like that it's textured. I'm all for texture.
It's got to have the waves in it, you know.
Exactly. It's just like looking at the ocean.
Oh wow, I'm going to share a window, but the window I want to share isn't popping up in the thing. I'm gonna have to share my screen. That's kind of annoying.
That cheeky window.
Yeah, let me.
Oh wait, I'll let you know when it's loaded.
Yeah,
it's loaded.
Can you see that? All right,
it's coming up.
So you know how we were seeing. I can't remember what it was. I think it was Domino's. Was it Domino's we saw in the States where you could now do Afterpay or whatever it was? So now one of my friends.
There was something.
Yeah, one of my friends in New Zealand, you'll notice, New Zealand, you can now get Mountain Dew on Afterpay, 4 payments on Afterpay, $2.49 per payment. How good is that, Tori? That's where we're at now. That's how fucking poor people are now. They're getting Mountain Dew on Afterpay.
Mountain Dew. For those of you who are in America and say dew, we say Dew, the dew of the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
The dew on the
not
morning
to be confused
grass.
with what Kanye's going on about at the moment. We
no
don't necessarily support that or not support that. You know.
Do you remember there was a movie? It might be a bit. You might be too young for it. But Sting was in a movie called what we would call Dune, D-U-N-E, like a sand dune. And I was in the States, and everyone's like, "We're going to go to the drive-in, and we're going to go see a movie called Dune." And I'm like, "What do you mean Dune?" And I kept saying to other people at the school, like, we're all going to go to the drive-in to see this movie, June. Do you want to come too? And when the movie started and it was spelled D-U-N-E, they're like, it's not June, it's Dune. They were thinking it was the month.
Yeah.
It was all very
I think as well because the Mountain Dew thing as well is also, you know, do the do, which is their saying. So if it was do the Jew, that might be
a bit inappropriate.
That might be seen the wrong it might be seen the wrong way, you know.
Hey, Savannah, it could be seen definitely the wrong way. Look, to be honest, if Afterpay is something that people are going to have to utilize to cover groceries like fruit and veggies and stuff, then, I mean, and it's concerning because if they're not able to pay on time, but hopefully...
You don't say.
With hideous interest, but it's pretty sad, though, that's possibly what some people are going to have to do. But I just hope they buy fruit and veg, not Mountain Dew crates of Mountain Dew, you know.
You would hope people would be responsible. However,
Mountain Dew.
You know, there's no way of knowing. But that's where we're at now. We're now at where something costs $10. People can't afford that, so they're putting something that costs $10 on Afterpay.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, if that's from Woolies, though, hopefully people are using it to to buy the sort of healthier foods and stuff. But credit card companies rely on people being unreliable. That's the sad part of it.
That's their main business, yeah.
It is their main
Well, that's
business.
that's the same logic as Vegas, you know. Vegas is a city built off losers. Like, you don't go there to win, you go there to lose so the city can become more. You know? But no one thinks of it that way.
No. Well, some people do. I don't. We do for starters. So there must be more of us out there. But no, I mean, there's also that line about people who win the lottery and win $10 million and then they lose it all in a month or a year, and people are horrified. They're like, "How could you do that?" And it's like, well, if they actually cared about money, they wouldn't have gambled and bought lottery tickets in the first place because not everyone's a winner. So there you go. That's the Afterpay Your Grocery story. And I mean, there's just so much.
Top that one, Tori.
Pardon?
Try and beat that.
All righty, let's do it.
What do you got? Afterpay for food.
I was going to kick. I wasn't going to play the Aussie accent thing, but I do have a little festive thing to end with. We're heading to Scotland now. I always love a story where people see things in food, and here's another perler. Although I'm a bit confused about why it's taken like 20 months or something for this story for him to talk out. But I think he's waited till this time of year for a reason, and he probably missed the boat last year. I don't know, but a man.
You're building this
Scotland,
up.
Let me just
I
bring
feel
it up
like
and share it.
It better be good now.
No, my computer is it's really weird. Like it's just not handling numerous windows open at the moment, and I cleared the whole lot and rebooted, and it's doing it again. Anywho, a man thinks he's found baby Jesus in a packet of Revels.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, you'll find out in a second. They Revels look a bit like Maltesers to me, but there it is. There's they're lollies, candy. There's the sweet baby Jeebus on the left-hand side, and then on the right, that's the little crib he sleeps in the fridge.
That face is meant to be Jesus, is it?
It's a baby in swaddling clothes, I guess. Finding the likeness of well-known historical figures in food is a favourite pastime for many Brits. We've had Boris Johnson's face in a chicken korma. We had Elvis's silhouette in a pot of McDonald's ketchup. And now we have what seems like a baby Jesus in a bag of Revels. Miles Campbell aged 38, was munching on a bag of the assorted chockies when he found a peculiar shape. I think it means shape. But then he saw the wee baby Jeebus smiling back at him. And he was stopped in his tracks, Finn. Stopped in his tracks. Couldn't bring himself to eat the Revel, and he's kept it in the fridge for 20 months. So he's got 3 kids, and he told all of his children, don't you eat the sweet baby Jeebus, and they haven't. I'll show you the Revels. This is what they normally look like. You can see on the bottom of the bag. They're kind of a bit, and then the one to the left, the right, it's got more of a baby in swaddling clothes shape. But you know when you get like a bag of Maltesers and sometimes the two are stuck together?
Yeah.
Is this what happened? I guess it is.
I would hedge the bet. Yes, that's what happened. If anything, it looks like, you know, the painting of the Scream. It looks like a baby version of the Scream more than what I would consider Jesus to look like.
Now we're going to get some intel about Revels from Mandy Hall. Mandy Hall, explain to us.
Here we go.
Tell us all. We won't. I mean, I could have Googled. I did actually. I want
Google a 3-paragraph description.
3-paragraph description. But yeah, there he is. A little. I'm just going back over to the article. My computer's. Now here's Miles, the proud father of the sweet baby Jeebus.
That makes a lot of sense.
Oh, he's proud of himself. He's like, look at him holding his little. Kept it in the fridge for 20 months. So yeah, it's got eyes and a mouth. It's said to resemble a swaddled baby Jesus from the Nativity. Eating it's completely off his cards, and the kids know it's off limits too. So it lives in the fridge. And he said, I don't know what type of Revel it is. Maybe it's 2 or 3 of them joined together. Let's see what Mandy has to say about Revels. We want intel. Who wants to use a browser, a search bar in a browser when we have first-hand knowledge? It's a chocolate assortment. Look. Maltesers, toffee, coffee, orange. So you get like a bit of a surprise when you open up Revels. You don't know what you're going to get. Wow. Is that true?
There you go. Or is she saying it's a mix of those?
Well, that article said it was
a Malteser with like an orange.
No, I think she's saying I think it's a mixture of lots of different types of chocolates all in one bag.
Yeah, no, you're right. She is saying that. There you go.
They should put it in acrylic and preserve him. Oh, the sweet baby Jeebus. Look, I mean,
we're gonna put you in charge of this, Savannah. So any more food stuff that comes up around the world, you're in charge of dealing with it. All right, you get in contact with the people and let them know how to properly preserve these.
I think that little mummified Revel, the risk of anyone eating it now, 20 months later, are very slim. Like if it was going to get eaten, it was in the first 48 hours, you know?
Yeah.
But I'd be annoyed, to be honest, if he was my husband and he insisted on having this flippin' little glass dish in my fridge all the time with that damn baby Jeebus in it, I'd be a bit annoyed. I probably would
On
have
the
eaten
top
it
shelf
on
as
day
well.
2.
That's prime real estate on the top shelf. You're like, that's where all the important stuff goes. Fucking hell.
It is indeed. So
Try
top
doing.
that, Finn. Top that.
Oh, I think my story about the Afterpay was a bit better, but all right.
Oh, harsh. Fortunately, our viewers get to decide the winner. So
that is true. That is true.
And we're only 2 stories in. There's
Wait
the
till you
best
hear this one.
I'm saving the best for last.
I still think I'm going to win if I can remember where the link is.
I had no idea how competitive you were when we decided to do this show.
Me?
My goodness.
I'm not competitive. I'm just saying my story's better.
Well, I could have said arrogant or egotistical. I thought competitive was...
How dare you?
Exactly, see? Oh, my God, I want to get on my deck and sunbake. The rain is now coming in on an angle that is pretty impressive.
Nice.
I can't keep up with my tank. It's just overflowing constantly at the moment. Be doing 10 more loads of washing.
This is
floating.
So I don't normally go on Fox. So this is a rare article for me. But Tori, can you please do the honors of reading that title, that headline?
Yeah, Sweet Baby Jeebus and Afterpay have gone out the window. Norwegian filmmaker faces up to 3 years in prison for saying men cannot be lesbians. All right.
Can you say that one more time, please?
No, jail for 3 years?
Up to 3 years.
Well, but let's go with the max. Potentially this dude could be in jail for 3 years for saying men can't be lesbians. We need context. We need context.
Yes. So it goes against Norway's hate speech laws. So a woman in Norway is facing up to 3 years in prison on criminal hate speech charges after saying that a man cannot become a lesbian. Tonji Jigvendgajan, a lesbian filmmaker and actress, was informed on November 17th that she was under investigation for speaking out against a prominent Norwegian activist, Christine Jentoft, on Facebook. Jentoft is a transgender female that often refers to herself as a lesbian mother. Okay. Jentoft previously accused other women, Christina Engelstein, of transphobia for a similar claim. And they are also under investigation and faces 3 years in jail if found guilty. Holy shit, Tori.
Yeah.
Does that mean if we go to Norway after reading the headline that we could also face that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
This is welcome to the PC world. I mean, we did have that story earlier this year where I think the person that was being interviewed was non-binary, who accused the guy that was interviewing her of committing an act of violence for not finding out what them's pronouns were before the interview. Remember? And this is
I remember having on that British one, and the person came on who was the transgender, and they had a fantastic conversation. And we almost watched the full thing on here because it was so good. The person just sat down and was like, no, just talk to me normally. Like, there's none of this bullshit going on.
Yeah.
I remember that. That stuck with me because that seemed like a normal conversation. That seemed like a normal way to have a dialogue.
And look, to be honest, there's, I mean, as you guys all know, I do have very close ties to trans activists and genuine trans people. That's the sort of conversation they have with you. They're just human beings that will just happily chat. There's not this sort of melodramatic stuff. But as far as this goes, I mean, hate speech in any country is an issue. And that's obviously, now that whether they've had to expand the definition or it still falls under, because I know that you can't discriminate based on someone's gender, so it probably falls under that category. But 3 years seems like a hell of a punishment. And and that's the part of the story that to me is a little bit batshit, because there needs to be a period of adjustment for a lot of this stuff that's happening, but also you can't sort of impose a really strict penalty on someone to set a precedent like that, especially when it's all about free speech and everything else. So yeah, it's a crazy story, absolutely crazy.
It's gotten a bit out of hand, I would say. It's edging more on the side of out of hand than
and this is where I think the court, to follow this story and see what the court says in their judgment. That's the relevant precedent. So I guess that's a story you need to keep following, Finn, so you can give us an update on how it goes.
I can definitely do that if it stays on my radar. That will definitely be something I'm doing.
It probably won't because we're both we're easily distracted.
Apparently, this is the person. There you go.
Who said it? The film.
Vejon.
Oh, is that the filmmaker, or is that the one that is irate? Is that the lesbian mother?
No, this is Javon Joan. So this is the one who put the message on Facebook.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, so she is a lesbian. So the filmmaker is the lesbian, saying that men can't become lesbians.
Right.
So she's that who's the comedian? Turf. The Turf that old mate was talking about. I can't even remember his name now. The funny ass comedian, the goat. Who's the goat? Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle was accused of being a turf, which is the same thing as what this lesbian is as well.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
3 years does seem absolutely insane. But it's definitely a story I'm keen to keep an eye on too, because I think that courts are the ones that are going to have to be the sort of arbiters of common sense with this sort of stuff and find a balance for everyone. But watch what you say at the moment. 3 years, you don't want to spend that in jail. But don't get me wrong, if dickheads do say things that do equate an amount to hate speech, then they should be penalised in some way, shape or form. But locking them up for 3 years seems way extreme.
It seems like a bit of a overreach. I mean, even look at what Kanye's doing at the moment, right? Like, he's saying some ridiculous shit, but you shouldn't put him in jail for that. You should just think he's a dickhead.
Oh, look, I'm not following.
He loses credibility.
He's a blip to me. You know a lot about him.
Yeah.
I don't at all. Savannah just said if the trans person's transitioned fully with surgery, she's now legally female. That is correct, but there's also trans people who haven't transitioned fully who still identify female, and we go back down this complicated road of whose rights should be protected. And in my view, be simplistic, like everyone is entitled to the protection that our anti-discrimination laws give us. And also it is about their preferences as well. All right, next story. Let's move on. All right, now this is gross.
At the end of the day, though, none of us should care. We should just call them by their name, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
It shouldn't pass that point.
Treat every person walking on the planet with respect until they give a reason not to, in my view, which is very idealistic, I know. But all right, this is gross. Sorry if anyone hasn't had breakfast yet, or you've just eaten.
Or are eating. Imagine that.
Well, you haven't seen it. It's not that bad. It's just gross. The thought of it's pretty gross to me. And even the person who wrote this article, I think, has taken umbrage with this concept. We're getting a little bit festive.
Umbrage.
What do you like? What do you like on your Christmas table, Finn? What food do you enjoy?
Oh, seafood for sure. Got to have a seafood.
Yeah, very Aussie. The seafood.
Couple of prawns.
Seafood barbie. Bit of prawnage. Love a bit of prawnage. Bit of crayfish. We're having crayfish on Christmas Day this year. But desserts. How would a spam figgy pudding entice you?
Absolutely disgusting. Disgusting. Yep. I'll throw it in.
So here we have it. Spam limited edition figgy pudding. Flavor, spice, and everything nice. It's got spam in it. Wow. It's not nice.
Can I get that on Afterpay?
You probably could. Go for it, Groover.
Wow.
So, yes, Thanksgiving and Christmas season is slightly returning to normalcy, but apparently we need some new traditions, and the mad scientists at luncheon meat packager Hormel, who makes spam, have come up with this idea: the spam figgy pudding. Fuggy pudding.
Wow.
And
Savannah
what
has
you
said
might be
that her
asking,
dog would eat it, and I have a feeling that Artie would also do the same.
I reckon most dogs, I think most animals,
Yes.
I mean, I don't think Sunny would be in, well, I don't know. She might be enticed by the ham, not so sure about the fig. Dogs, pigs, whatever, they don't care. They eat it and then afterwards
What will they do?
They eat it and they're like, afterwards they go, oh, that was a bad decision. That was disgusting. But they don't think about it before they shove it in their faces. Oh, look, Scout's like, I think not. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah. That would never be on my table either. I do have a can of spam in my pantry, though, because I am going to, and it's making me sick even thinking about it, but I'm going to try and recreate a spam dish I had in Hawaii that was...
You're fucked up.
Thank you. I love you too.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, I know.
Spam in your house.
Yeah, I do that. Well, there was a whole shelf of, like, there was, the end of the aisles where they have the shelves and things that, there was a whole wall of spam, and I cook revolting things on my cooking channel sometimes just for entertainment value. Anyway, it won't be in my fridge for much longer. I'm sending it up to you. So now the spam figgy pudding. The spam figgy pudding, what you might be asking and why? Well, the first question's easier than the second. Let's start with what's in classic spam: pork, sugar, water, salt, potato starch, and sodium nitrate. But now they've added fig and orange flavors, cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg, ginger, and allspice. And as ever, it is a shelf stable in case of the apocalypse. If there was an apocalypse and we only had spam in our pantries, we would all suddenly become huge fans of spam if it kept us alive.
I honestly still think that people wouldn't buy spam. I think they would go and learn to hunt before spam would be the option.
What if you've got to stay in your underground bunker for a while to make sure the zombies have moved on?
Baked beans.
So figgy pudding in the UK, it's a British holiday tradition. It's dense.
Joman, hello.
Hey Joman. It's a dense steamed cake. It's full of raisins, carrots, and brandy. And apparently the modern version doesn't actually include figs. So does spam figgy pudding sound good to you? Well, it sounds like absolutely not. But apparently, if it does, you have to move quickly because it's already sold out at spam.com and Amazon. Apparently, if you want one, head to Walmart.
What the fuck is wrong with people? That's disgusting.
Well, people have snapped them up and they're going to bloody flog them on eBay for double the price.
Yeah, that's true.
And
but who's going on eBay to buy it?
There were people buying toilet paper on eBay not that long ago. Don't ever question what people sell on eBay.
You're making some good points.
Thanks, mate. I'm on the ball. So yeah, that's the latest horror. And I don't know, guys, but I reckon that's a contender for sure in this list of stories this morning.
It's up there. It
the
is
spam figgy pudding. No, thank you.
Wow.
Over to you.
Now I'm going to one up you again. One up you again, Tori. Are you ready for this one? Here we go. So an Iranian footballer has fucking cookies. Deny. An Iranian footballer has what's it called? What's the word? Campaigned. So this person was campaigning for women's rights. So women's life and freedom. So because this person was doing that, they're now being sentenced to death. So the Internal Footballer Players Union, FIFPro, has said that it is sickened by reports that an Iranian footballer has been sentenced to execution despite a denial from the Iranian judiciary. FIFPro is shocked and sickened by the reports that professional footballer Amir Nazardani faces execution in Iran after campaigning for women's rights and basic freedom in his country. The federation said in a tweet calling from the removal of his punishment. So it looks like he is actually being sentenced to death for doing that.
There's a second
Wow.
one too. There's another one too, I think. Wasn't there also, or is it the same guy? A week or two ago. Hang on, let me just see if I can find it. Because
should I keep reading this while you search?
Yeah, but I was just going to say, like, there's a story. There's a doctor. There's another guy who was laughing when Iran lost in the World Cup, who's facing execution. There's a heap of them, and they're going to be hanged.
Oh, wow.
It's absolutely horrific.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but there's more.
Yeah, that's a bit...
he's not. This guy's one of several. Because this other guy, after Iran lost that game in the World Cup, he was celebrating it out on the street, and they've got him as well. And then there's also a doctor who's facing execution. Like, this has all just been happening while the World Cup's been on. It's really bizarre. It's horrifying. But keep going with it, Finn. I'll see if I can find the article.
Yeah. So Iran has so far executed at least 2 people arrested during the unrest linked with the protests that began in mid-September after the death of Masha Amini, 22, who was arrested by the country's morality police, interesting, for alleged non-compliance with a mandatory dress code for women. Rights groups have warned more executions could be carried out soon. So the morality police are the ones who determine whether or not someone gets executed or not. Jesus. They've
got they're also saying, because they're on a bit of a killing spree at the moment, there's something like 400 people on their equivalent of death row that they've said they're going to execute all of them as well. Yeah, I know. It's absolutely full on.
That's virtual.
Yes. But
wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like there's a story. I nearly had one in the lineup last week, and the doctor that I was talking about is Hamid Garahassanlu. He was sentenced to death. He was tortured in detention, and they also forced his wife to testify against him. That's another story that's just come out. Like, it's horrific.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I thought your spouse testifying against you was like not allowed.
No, it's not. Generally, it's a rule, which is why so many, people who get charged with murder and their wife is the only sort of accessory after the fact. It makes it very tricky sometimes to get convictions. Wake up, Finn. We're at to story 6. We're getting there. There's a lot going on in Iran at the moment that's terrifying. And the story that broke about this guy celebrating Iran losing was seen as besmirching his country, and the ultimate in like anti-government sort of sentiment, I guess. And off to be hung. And that's how they execute these people. They hang them. Like, the thought of just standing there with it around. Yeah, it's just brutal, horrifying. Batshit isn't always funny, guys. Sometimes we do cover stories that are
a bit full on.
Terrifying.
They're still batshit, yeah.
By our standards, absolutely. I mean, looking at, horrific. All right.
I hope I don't get taken off to jail if I go to Iran now. So I'm banned from Iran and whatever the other one was as well. I've already forgot.
Well, I'm going to lighten the mood and come to Australia with me. We've got a lighthearted Aussie tale.
Yeah, go on, Shezza.
Go on. What do you have to do in Australia to get banned from a pub?
You can't piss at the pub, like at the counter. They don't like that.
Like peeing on carpet and stuff?
Just at the bar itself. Yeah, they don't. Yeah. They're not a big fan of that one. I've seen people get arrested for that. Well, not arrested, but kicked out.
Have you ever heard of Australian native wildlife being banned from a pub?
No. That's encouraged.
Well, then, let me tell you.
You want the wildlife in the pub.
No. Let me tell you a story about 2 naughty emus.
Oh, yeah.
We're off to Yarraka, which is an outback town of 20, population 20.
20. Fuck yeah.
Like, legit.
Australian.
That video, I had to look at it to see if it was the emus in question, but it's just someone chatting to a couple of emus hanging out in the street. But
classic.
A pair of celebrity emus that vanished after being banned from an outback pub for bad behaviour have been rediscovered, and they've multiplied. So yeah, Yarraka, it's a small red dirt town with a population of about 20. It's 2.5 hours south of Longreach in Queensland. It's got a church, police station, caravan park, a school, and a pub. And the whole town and the pub hit to international fame in 2020 because of the emus that rocked up for a drink. I missed this story in 2020. This would have cracked me up during the self-isolating phase of our lives.
We should bring that up on Google Maps because that is literally the middle of nowhere. There is.
It is. Do you want to bring it up? I can get.
I can do it on my screen.
Yeah, because the way my camera my laptop will probably cark it if I open Google Maps right now. I don't know why. That's a lot of stuff in a town with a population 20, though. It's obviously servicing all the properties and so on in the area, like a church, a cop station, a caravan park, a school, and a pub. That's a lot for Pop 20. So there must be a lot of massive properties out there.
That is all the necessities, though. Hello?
I'm here.
Hello?
I was just waiting to see. Yeah, I'm just waiting to see if you're bringing up the Google.
I
can bring up a map.
No. I've got the Googles. Here. Let me just share. Yarraka. All right. This is it. Look at it. That is.
Hang on, I'm just getting it now.
How many roads? There's maybe 10 roads. Wow. You got the post office? You got to have the post office.
It looks bigger than population 20, though, don't you reckon?
No, it does not.
Zoom out a bit so we can see if it's literally. Whoa. Yeah.
That is the middle of
that is the legit definition of BF nowhere.
Yeah.
Wow. But obviously servicing a lot of massive stations in the area, like sheep stations and so on. Servicing all the rural properties and so on. Wow. All right, Yarraka, population 20. You're on the map again. Let's bring the emus back.
Oh wow, they've got an airport.
Well, that makes sense because they would need to. I think they're supplying all the stations in the area, so that would be where you go in, and that's also probably where flying doctors can get people in and out and so on. Interesting stuff. All right, so back to the emus. So the boozy emus rocked up to the pub, misbehaved, and got banned. And they had to put a barricade at the pub entrance to keep Kevin and Carol.
That's the best names. That's so
great, aren't they? Kevin and Carol, the emus, out after they developed a taste for taproom hospitality. They liked a bit of beer. So, yeah, they'd been targeting tourists, pinching food, drinks and car keys and leaving behind a general trail of devastation. But now they're back. They've returned and they've brought some friends with them. Oh, look at what the barricade is. It's a piece of string. It's a little bit of rope. How Aussie is that? God damn it. Mal, we're having a bit of an issue with them bloody thieving emus. Better put up a barricade. No worries, Slim. I've got me a little bit of rope. Let's go.
How classic is the old Slim Shady vest that he's wearing too?
I know, it's all happening. We are open. Please, you must sign in. Sign the register here. Yeah. I can't read what's on the little thing, but
emus have been banned from this
establishment for their behaviour.
Yeah,
and they're back. Kevin and Kaz. Why ban an emu? I hear you ask. Well, they're big. They're big.
60 kilos.
They're vicious too. An emu stole my brother's banana right out of his hand once when we were sitting in a car driving through a wildlife park. Yeah, they can weigh up to 60 kilos, and they do have pecky, beaky things. What's that? Is that an emu? Oh, it's an emu poop.
Yes.
Look at this. Look at the caption. Evidence of Kevin or Carol's wake of destruction could be found on sidewalks across Yarraka, with locals often having to leap over huge splats of emu poo or risk losing a shoe. God forbid.
Oh, must get stuck in there. Yeah, fuck. Can't lose a plugger.
This is bloody hilarious. It is hilarious. All desert in Australia, desert areas are referred to as the outback, Joman. Just so you know, mate. Sort of, we've got like this green, like sort of outline of the country, and bang in the middle is the outback. If you've got to drive more than 400 kilometers to get somewhere from the fringes of Australia, you're in the outback.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Leanne Byrne says it was the Black End Blitzkrieg that pushed Kevin and Carol. So it was their poops.
Yeah.
It was their poops. Yeah. I mean, apart from the fact they were stealing food and drinks and everything out.
That's fine.
And yeah, there's this Leanne Byrne woman who's known around town as the Yarraka Mother of Dragons, because she's kind of taken on the care of Carol and Kev.
Raised them.
She raised them from 9 eggs. But I want to see who they've brought back with them. Oh, only Kevin and Carol made it to adulthood with truck and car collisions, claiming their siblings' lives. They love cuddles. They feature on tourist merchandise. Oh, there's the sign there now.
There you go.
They've been for their bad behaviour. Please let yourself into the
emu barrier.
The rope barricade. So I want to know. Oh, look at Carol and Kevin as babies.
They're such a weird color as babies. That's
Oh, they're gorgeous. They're so cute.
They're like a weird zebra.
But it's actually it's almost, it is like a little zebra. It's obviously for camouflage to keep them safe, but also so the mums can keep an eye on where they all are. Like, what did she say? 9 eggs. So who have they brought back with them? That's what I want to know. There's the Yarraka Hotel with, look who's out the front, the guilty suspects. who have they brought back? It said they've come back with more, didn't it? I mean, it said they're back. They're back. They've multiplied.
Yeah.
And then there's no more mention of it. Oh,
so they must have had kids.
No, there is. On key points down the bottom. The pair have been spotted with a brood of 4 chicks. They've come back with their babies.
Wow, that's full incest too then, isn't it? Jesus.
Well, yeah, but, in the animal world.
They're from the same.
It's a necessity. It's a necessity. Okay. That's so cute, though. Carol and Kev, come on. That's got to be a contender right there.
Oh, wow. No, not biased at all, Tori.
They should have their own designated area. I agree, Savannah. Let the emus drink freely. Carol and Kev. I love them.
Emus are pretty good. Apparently they get quite violent, but they're pretty awesome little creatures. This one, Tori, this is absolute gold. I can't wait to share this story with everyone. So you remember that AOC lady? One of those American politicians?
One of your friends, sure do.
The one who was trapped in the building when the riots were going on. And it turns out that she was scared of her security guard trying to save her. Anyway, she's released a documentary about climate change, and it's just come out on the 9th. Would you like to have a guess, hazard a guess of how much money it made so far?
800 euro.
Way
40
wrong.
euro.
No.
I don't know.
Here we go. Are you ready?
Yep.
To the end. So there you go. Truly inspiring. Knock down their house.
That's a previous project of theirs. Interesting. Yeah.
So there she is. There she is on the front. Good old AOC. Yeah, zoom in on that. Truly inspiring. Here we go. So here we go. What is it? What's the number?
I can't wait to see it. I got a bad feeling about this.
AOC climate change documentary earns only $80 per theatre, despite rave critic reviews. $80.
Wow.
$80 story. $80. We made a quarter of that last week in our episode of Batshit.
Woohoo! Go us!
Is that
wow?
not hilarious? Wow.
Why is that? Do you think people are?
Because she's fake. No one likes her.
Well, I know. And you listen to a lot of people commenting. They sort of said she's the one that took everything way too far, and that was it. Everyone's just turned their backs on it now. So
yeah,
$80 per theater. But it depends. How many theaters are there in America? What if there's like 10 million theaters? It adds up.
$80 is not.
I'm trying to look on the bright side of life, mate. I don't know. Wow.
$80. Despite rave critic reviews.
The sad music.
It's so funny. Wow.
Under
So
10
the
grand.
gross.
Worldwide.
Yeah. Worldwide gross. 10 grand.
Ouchie.
That's some of the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy, it's hard to be woke.
It's hard to be woke.
To the end. And it looks like
It's hard to be woke. It's easy to be broke. Do you like that little addition?
Yeah, you should be a poet.
I know it.
I'll send you a resume to Yay.
I can rhyme it. I can rhyme anytime.
You're out of control, woman. I'm gonna send you to Iran if you keep that up.
No more joking. I mean it. Anybody want a peanut? All right,
That
no
was
more
not
rhyming. I mean it.
close.
That's a quote from The Princess Bride. Be careful what you say.
The Princess Bride is one of the greatest. The Princess Bride is my favorite movie of all time.
Me too.
Put that out there. That
Me
is the best
too.
movie ever.
And
I
that's
can
one of
watch
my
that
favorite
at any point
lines.
in my life.
No more rhyming. I mean it. And then Andre the Giant. Anybody want a peanut? Oh, I gotta love it. All right. Okay. Now we're heading into the YouTube world. Something absolutely insane happened on YouTube this week, Finn.
I think that's me, by the way. I think I'm out now. That's all my.
You are,
all my
yeah, you're
streams.
done. Yep, this is story number
That's
8.
it.
So, as you know, I and a lot of the people that watch this show all met in the true crime world, and there was the murder that we chatted about last week that you didn't know about, which was the murder of the 4 college students in Idaho, which has got like the true crime online community absolutely gripped, like riveted. But there's been a lot of crazy stuff going on to the point that the police department in Moscow, Idaho, where these murders occurred, repeatedly says in press releases that all this online speculation and so on needs to simmer down. But we just saw for the first time someone going to – now this guy's gone to ridiculous lengths before, but this week he has gone to a whole new level of low. It's a creator called Joseph Morris who is following the case, and he constantly mentions that it's all speculation based and everything on his channel. My computer's frozen at the moment, so I can't get over the StreamYard to share the article with you. But, I mean, there's plenty of footage of him, what he did, and I don't want to show his face on my channel again if I don't need to. But basically what he did, Finn, was he got audio of another YouTube creator screaming and saying, leave me alone, stop it, leave me alone, and then meddled with the audio and put it out there as a recording that a neighbour had taken on the night of the murders, implying that it was a recording of one of the victims. Like, for starters, how messed up is that? But then he took it a step further and he doctored a Daily Mail article by tweaking the HTML to add a paragraph about this audio clip that he had to sort of verify it. This is a guy with 250,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's done it before with other cases. He's put fake stuff out there. He's on TikTok being called out about it and being asked why he does it. And he's like, because I love it. Like, this guy is absolutely batshit and
I mean, that's a pretty good reason.
Evil. And anyway, then he disappeared for a couple of days after he was caught out, like faking these bits of evidence. My computer is legit froze. I don't know how we're going to end this live. I can't even go back into StreamYard. I might have to get Task Manager open.
Oh, here we go, guys.
I actually rebooted my computer twice this morning. I know that. Yeah, I can't separate individual things. That really sucks too. Let me see if I can close a few things. Not that I've got a lot open. But in the event, so Joseph Morris disappeared for a couple of days, came back after being called out, blocking anyone on Twitter or on social media or on YouTube who was criticizing him, gave this really lame 12-second apology, and then the next thing you know, boom, he's taken his entire channel down because this police department's threatening to take action, like to sue these social media online sleuths. So anyway, yesterday his channel had gone. Woke up this morning, the pricks put his channel back up again. And it's absolutely, it's one of the, like, we've all been watching things escalate over and over and over again in the last 4 years while we've been following all of these creators. This is getting to a whole new level of batshit, mate. Like, he faked an audio. Imagine if that had been one of the victims, and rather than hand it over to the cops, he's putting it out on social media, and her friends and family stumble across it. I was just thinking,
imagine the family hearing that. Yeah, that would not be
it's absolutely horrific. And then, of course, because it was taken from another YouTuber and it sounds like a domestic, a lot of people were very quick to fire up about that too, like how disgusting it is to manipulate someone screaming in a domestic violence incident that was recorded. It's since come out about them, though, that it was possibly staged, and that in itself is another story of fuck-a-doodle-doo, you know? But yeah, so this guy, it looked like yesterday, because his channel had vanished and he'd taken it down, not YouTube. YouTube doesn't care. Look what happened to my other channel. We got driven into a bloody cul-de-sac for using words that pop up on their algorithm. This guy has been able to put fake evidence out there. So down goes his channel, and then wake up this morning and bang, it's back up again. How am I going to end this live? I can't even read chat. I suppose I could do that.
You might just have to shut your computer down, and I might just have to exit it, and hopefully that works.
Yeah, if you stay there, the live should still be going. So are you happy just to keep the crowds entertained while I reboot?
Oh, yeah, I can do that. That's not a problem at all. I'll
thanks, Greg. Otherwise, you're going to have to do all the voting. Thanks, mate.
All right, we'll see you soon. All right, everyone. I hope you're all ready. I do not remember any of the videos. I'm way too tired. I think we had my one first, and what was it? Oh, I don't remember at all. Oh, it was the Monster. So the Monster drink that you can now get on Mountain Dew that you can now get on Afterpay, because the economy is completely tanked. And then Tori had, what did Tori have? If anyone in the audience wants to help me out here, my memory is shocking. I've just come off 14-hour shift, so I am not operating at peak efficiency right now. Tori had the story about something. All day batshit. Yeah, imagine that, Savannah. Imagine that. We just keep going all day long. All day. Fuck. I don't even remember. See, this is why you got to write these things down. This is why I don't have a pen in front of me. Now I'm losing it. Baby Jesus. It was the face of Jesus in that British candy, the Revels. That's right. Yeah, good work, Scout. Thanks for coming through there. Then I had another story. What was my story? I don't. Yeah. Fuck. Oh, I can bring them up. I can bring my stories back up. Mine was the lady, the lesbian lady, getting in trouble for saying that men can't become lesbians. pretty straightforward. That doesn't seem like it needs explanation as to why that's a thing. Then Tori had the spam pudding. Oh, she's messaging me. Nah, all good. I missed the start, and that's all the stories. You did, German. You come to these things too late, all right? You got to get here much, much earlier. Baby Jesus, spam. Yeah, we had the spam. Tasmania calling. Listening on my phone, lol. Well, you're missing out. You got to have us on the big screen. Big TV screen, eating your brekkie, watching some batshit. That's how you do it. And then my follow-up story, what did I have? Oh, I had the bloody Iranian getting sentenced to death for supporting women's right to freedom. So that was pretty fucking batshit. And what did Tori have after that one? Oh, it's escaping me. It's tie-in emus. Oh yes, the emus. I feel like that was the latest one. Surely that wasn't all of them. I feel like we're missing one. The fig pudding, yeah. Then there was the person getting executed for supporting women. Yeah, that was my one. Kevin and Carol, the emus. So there we go. Oh, Tori's back. Hopefully she's got the list.
You Wally, I'm Tasmania calling, you idiot.
I know.
Oh. You're like you need to watch us on a big screen. So I'm back. Yes, so I'm going to put vote now, but until it appears in the chat, Groovers, there's not a big crowd, so it won't take much to add up the votes. So, yeah, we had the Afterpay, people using Afterpay to buy their groceries. A bit sad, actually, but also batshit if they're going to use it to buy a big crate of Mountain Dew. We had the Sweet Baby Jeebus found in a packet of Revels, a little piece of candy that looks like the Sweet Baby Jeebus, very festive. Then we had the Norwegian hate speech and the woman that's facing 3 years in prison, up maximum, if she's convicted of that. Crazy. Then we had the spam figgy pudding. The Iranian campaigner, one of many, unfortunately, now facing execution in Iran. Then we had Carol and Kevin, the emus who love beer and pooping on the footpath. We had the AOC smash hit doco, absolutely raking it in at the box office. And I was talking about Joseph Morris, the YouTuber, faking evidence for the sake of subs, clicks, and views on YouTube and potentially facing criminal charges with a little bit of luck. So a lot of batshittery this week. Let us know.
I feel like me in the audience, the little crowd here, I feel like we nailed all of those recaps. That was pretty good.
Good work. That's
going
amazing,
off my memory too, which was absolutely
considering the shift you've just come off as well.
I don't know how I did it. I feel like the audience may have done the majority.
He votes on the racist town for no emus. The racist town for yep, the emus. Carol and Kev getting a vote.
That would be specious more than anything else.
Carol and Kevin getting a vote. We've got the beer drinking emus as well from Savannah. Hendo, the fake YouTube. Yeah, that Joseph Morris was really batshit for sure. It is without a doubt the most irresponsible, despicable act I've witnessed in the true crime community on YouTube's. Another vote for Joseph Morris from Scout. Zero Bugden voting for Afterpay Woolies. Interesting. I feel like.
And what's your one, Tori?
Well, I think we need to go to a poll.
Poll time.
Just give me a moment because I need to get YouTube up so I can do this. Because I do have a. I don't want to say who I vote for because then it's a win. I'd rather we go to a poll.
I feel like if it's the win, then it's the win.
Well, no, because
it's got to be the emus in that case.
Well, this is the problem I've got because I love that. I love the Carol and Kev story,
but also the YouTube.
Well, we got a new sub a couple of hours ago too. I don't think she managed to join us, but yeah, great to have another new sub. G'day.
This channel's getting boosted all over the place.
Yeah, Jojo Maxine Ursula in Great Britain.
Oh, shout out. There you go.
Shout out.
What's her address? Let's put it on there for everyone.
It's their YouTube name. I didn't dox anyone. All right, now I'm over on Batshit. I'm just going to mute it on YouTube so I can create a poll. I'm creating a poll because at the moment we've got Carol and Kev, and we've got Joseph Morris on a tie.
I feel like Afterpay Bullies should also be on there.
You got one vote. The others did. Who do you think should win the Golden Batshit medal? Carol and Kevin, the pub loving emus, or Joseph? Why is it saying no?
What?
It just can't. Oh, I've managed to delete it. Joseph Morris, the lowest YouTuber.
I feel like they're the entire state's mascots. Savannah. Mascot of Queensland is the bloody emu.
I don't want a third option. Why does it do this? I want to ask my community. It doesn't let me do two. What?
Well, do the Woolies one then, Tori. That's
the
the only option.
You had other ones that were way better. Way better. Carol and Kev.
But the Woolies one was my vote. Okay.
This is annoying. I can't do a poll with two. Why not? Why not? Let me ask my community. Oh, wait, is it? No, the name isn't too long. I haven't gone over characters in my description.
I would like to get to bed pretty soon, Tori.
Well, I know, but it's blame YouTube. Blame YouTube, mate. All right. I just had to throw in one that won't get any votes at all. The poll is up. Vote now, Grooveroonies. If you think that the rightful winner is one of those, well, you've got to choose. You've got to choose. Who you?
Oh, 4 votes so far. How many people are actually watching though? How many people are on here?
There's 7 watching.
Ooh, come on, guys.
Joseph,
let's get that voting going.
Joseph Morris with 5 votes at the moment is looking like. Oh,
I feel like that's the win.
Who voted for the pudding was not to be voted. That was that was just so I could put the poll up before Finn passes.
Who did that, guys? That's
Who did that? You funny buggers!
Oh, look, don't come back here, all right?
Whoever did it belongs here. Faux show.
Yeah.
The poll has ended.
All right.
Joseph Morris takes the Golden Batsh with 57% of the votes. Carol and I put Kevin, the pub-loving emus, 28%. And the cheeky person who voted for the figgy spam pudding.
You'll get it. Corey will give it to you, all right? That's unacceptable on this channel.
No, it's kind of funny. Look at Francesca. Hey, Francesca, not me, but I wish I had. What a show. We had a bit of everything today. And thank goodness the world continues to deliver batshit news content for us to cover. Finn, we're going to end this live so you can get to
when are we back next week?
Sleep. The week leading into Christmas. Wednesday night, is that an option for you?
What day is the Wednesday? 21st. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Wednesday night it is.
It'll be a Christmas
9:30?
edition.
8 o'clock?
8:30.
What are we doing?
8:30 p.m. because I'll be working.
All right. 8:30 Wednesday night. Everyone be there or be a spam-filled pudding. All right.
Oswegian Eastern Standard Time. Bring it on. And I think we need to impose a little rule for next week just because 'tis the season. I know that we had the Sweet Baby Jeebus lolly, but I'm pitching for 8 festive stories.
8? You're out of control. No.
I know. That's why you love me.
No. 8